Hi, everybody. Welcome in on this Sunday evening. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. Good to be with you on this Sunday. I appreciate you guys joining me. I know you've got a lot going on in terms of just getting ready for the holidays. Another weekend by us, and boy, is it cold outside. We're not doing much outside, are we? My goodness, these temperatures, very mid-January-esque. I hate to see what's coming in the month of January, but here we are, late fall still. That's always nice to see. If you're noticing, or maybe you don't recognize me, maybe it's your first time here, yes, I do have a new haircut, and yes, I still have hair all over me. My wife, she's been cutting my hair since COVID, and it was getting really long, and she she was just cutting it, and she says at the end, she's just like, "You might want to look at it in the mirror." And I said, "Why?" She's like, "Something shifted." I said, "What shifted?" And I don't know, my part's a little off, but anyway, she does a great job. It's free. Well, I haven't been doing it recently, but I usually give her $20. I said, go buy something you like. You're saving me haircut money. Anyway, there's that. So that's where we're coming from in our household. We had a wonderful Christmas weekend as well, getting some stuff done, some stuff going on in church as well, and it was just a nice weekend. So hopefully you guys are feeling the same. I know we've got not much time left before Christmas here. It kind of sneaks up on you, and you're seeing all the emails and stuff like that are like, hey, you've got to get it in tonight if you want it delivered by Christmas Eve. So that's fun. Maybe you're doing both. You can just pull Region Weather Live up on the screen in the top corner and do that while you shop. All right, let's get through our sponsors. We'll get on to our show. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got obviously a lot going on in terms of the weather pattern. We've got the cold air now, but it's going to get even more active around here with bigger storm systems. We've been talking about the warm up that's coming our way as well. This pattern shift is going to shut off the frigid air from Canada, which we've been really dealing with since Thanksgiving. I mean, that's really when things flipped. And usually they flip back after a week or so. But no, we've been stubbornly in this cold air since Thanksgiving. But we're going to see a shift right in that pattern. So we're going to kind of up and down. And then the final thing I'm going to show you, I've got a great idea of what's going to happen for Christmas. But we're going to talk about snowpack. We're going to have a white Christmas essentially here in Northwest Indiana. We'll chat about all that. Let's thank our sponsors first and foremost, all local businesses. Guys, probably the most important one on here, at least with this cold, is Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. Not necessarily the air conditioning part, but more so the heating part. If you guys are having any problems whatsoever with your furnace, or maybe you need a new furnace, just give Earl's a call. They do an amazing job, and they've got good specials still. They've been running specials for our Region Weather folks since fall. They said they're going to keep doing that. So just let them know Region Weather sent you. They'll hook you up. Earl'sHeating.com. If you need anything around, obviously, indoor humidity, that's something they focus on as well with their systems. You can get a built-in humidifier, which will add moisture to air without causing the mold and all that stuff. They know HVAC. They're the most trusted company in Cherryville since 1976. Not too many companies are around from 1976, but they are because they do an amazing job. EarlsHeating.com to get on the schedule. PSA, that's our public service adjusters. PublicServiceAdjusting.com is the website there. They're local, licensed, insured moms and dads, and what they do when you have an insurance claim on your property, whatever it happens to be, someone slips and falls on the ice, your fence breaks, tree falls on the house, need new shingles, whatever it is, due to a storm, you can call your insurance company, which is what we're taught to do, right? They'll come out and they'll drag their feet, and you'll have to reach out to them. They'll come back to you with a lowball offer and say, hey, it's all we can do. Or you can go immediately to PublicServiceAdjusting.com, have a licensed adjuster come out. What they will do is they'll document everything, and they will contact your insurance company and go back and forth with them, and they make sure you get exactly what you deserve for that issue. And they do it every time. 5 out of 5 stars. Check out their reviews on there. People are like, I didn't know this existed. That's what they do. PublicServiceAdjusting.com. RomansRoofing.net is your home for anything roofing related, but not just that. Windows, siding, gutters, they do it all as well. You want to make sure, especially with this cold, if you've got drafty doors or windows, you might want to reconsider getting those replaced. You don't have to do the whole house at once. It can be small on a budget. They get it. RomansRoofing.net, 219-838-9111. Halcyon Water Solutions, they take care of your water. I mean, that's kind of important too. They provide the highest quality water treatment with exceptional service all across Northwest Indiana. They do water softening, filtration, salt delivery, maintenance, all that stuff. They'll take care of it for you. Call 866-97-WATER to schedule your free in-home water analysis today. They'll tell you what's in your water, and they'll get it right. Minogue.life. Michael Minogue knows the world of life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid better than anyone. This guy's awesome, and he knows his stuff. And there's a lot of planned changes coming up for 2026. and you might not know about it. People who have PPO plans with Aetna, Anthem, United Healthcare, or Humana need to be aware that each of these companies in Northwest Indiana has decided to discontinue at least one of their Part C Medicare Advantage preferred provider plans. If you've not chosen a different plan or a supplemental plan starting January 1st next year, they're going to revert to having a traditional only Medicare Part A or B. You won't have any drug coverage. Good news is you are put in a special enrollment opportunity, and you can select any current plan offered in the area with no medical questions. If you have questions on that, contact Michael. He'll get you all squared away. Minogue.life is the website to go to there. He knows his stuff. Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. She's your home loan girl, making the home buying process merry, bright, and stress-free this holiday season. She's here to help you finance your new home and get ready to slay the savings when the interest rates drop, which are starting to drop, making the mortgage process easier than ever. Mortgage rates coming down. You guys looking for a new house, starter home, dream home, might be the time to make the move. There's not a lot of competition in winter. Contact her today. You set yourself up for a financially cozy new year. She can help you refinance as well. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go. If you need a plumber, water lines should be shut off to the outside, especially in this weather. The low drips on the faucets, cabinets open, always a good idea when temperatures get this cold so those pipes don't freeze up. If you have any problems with your pipes or a pipe burst or something like that, TigerPlumbing.net is the place to go. FBIBuildings.com, they do pole barn construction, commercial, residential. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. They have some amazing structures on their Facebook page. You should check them out, FBIBuildings.com. TNT Tree Service, they're the experts at taking down trees. If you have maybe loose branches after this recent wind we've had, or maybe you had some wind damage with some trees, call TNT Tree Service. They're out of Valparaiso, family-owned company. They specialize in dangerous removals using modern equipment. They do it right. They clean up. They're professional. They're awesome. Call them at 219-300-6256 or visit them at tttreeservice.com. That's 3 T's in that. They serve Northwest Indiana with excellence. All right, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've got great specials on new 2026 vehicles, just hitting the lots in the recent months. And a lot of them have four-wheel drive, which is very much needed in the snow belt, especially. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right there on US 30 in Valpo. All right, let's say hi to our early birds here, and then we'll get on with the show. Let's talk about Christmas. Is it going to be a white Christmas or not? Mary was first one on board. Hello, Mary. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend. Rhonda, you too. I hope you had a great weekend. Hello, Mark. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Lynn's with us as well. Happy Sunday to you. Jay Douglas is with us. He says, hi, all. It does feel like a family here, Jay. I'll tell you, I do appreciate everyone kind of joining in. Gather around the fire, folks. Nancy's with us as well. John, hello. How you doing, buddy? Mariana's with us. JK. Family's doing warm and doing well. There's that. I hope you are too. That's it. Mark says, remember to let the fluids in your cars warm up. Great tip, Mark. And remember, you have to make sure that windshield washer fluid is full. I've been using a lot of it in some of these recent snows here. Terry's with us. Amanda, hello. Pearl, yes. Warm stretch coming. We can do it. We'll get there. Jacqueline's another fellow COVID time barber. I'm sorry to all the wives who now cut hair all of a sudden. I give her $20. Does your husband give you any more, Jacqueline? Just wondering. Angie, thank you very much. Angel, hello. Debbie, hello to you. You're welcome. Dee, hi as well. The German band heading to New Carlisle, Indiana on December 20th. Let's talk about that. So I'm going to go through day by day. So keep an eye on the 20th. All right. I tend to forget things pretty easy. I've got too many kids. Tina, hello. Heather, hi. Thanks for joining us. JD says needs a break from the snow. I would agree. It was pretty at first. Now it's getting old. Danielle's with us as well. Maxwell says hello, ready for warm up. Adrian's with us. Hi, Adrian. Thanks for joining us tonight. Heather says it's too cold. I agree. Yeah, Michelle, you're absolutely right. That blue washer fluid does no good when temperatures get this low. You need the purple kind, or that's the kind I have actually. But any kind that doesn't freeze up, there's that. Frank, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us, buddy. All right, let's talk about it. Christy says it's a heat wave. Hi, Leah. Hi, Susan. All right, I got through them all. I caught up. TA just wants Christmas Eve. All right, let's talk about it. And then we can melt it off on Christmas, right? Okay, here's the big picture across the country. Remember, the last couple of weeks we've been watching on this infrared satellite how cold air shows up on it, right? The infrared is picking up on cold cloud tops. So as the cloud gets higher in the sky, as it gets more developed, it heads up into colder air. and you get a lot of these reds and yellows. And those are high clouds that are either developed or they're just super cold, right? But the same satellite also picks up on extremely cold temperatures at the ground level. And we've been watching this in Canada over the last couple of weeks. But look what we have. This is all freezing cold air. I mean, it's been cold, but it's showing up on infrared. And it's really cool because you can see, I'm going to zoom in real quick on this. You can see some of the, well, that's not a very good zoom in. Let's zoom out a little bit more. You can see some of the rivers because the river water, obviously just a little bit warmer than the surface. So look at all the rivers showing up on here. When this cold air shows up, you see all those little lines, they're like veins. Those are area rivers and streams and ponds and stuff like that. I just think that's so cool. But speaking of cool, it's just freezing cold. So how cold have we been? This is last night. This is waking up this morning. Look at these temperatures. We had a 2 in Valparaiso, a 1 near, this was near St. John, just to the west. We had a -2 down towards Rensselaer. I mean, just incredible cold. And this is overnight. All right, this is waking up tomorrow or this morning, and this is how we didn't warm up much. I mean, we got up into the low teens today as expected, but that's about it. And we actually stayed in the single digits down in Newton and Jasper County. I thought we'd get up into the low teens down there, so I was a little off in terms of the temperatures there. But here we are, getting cold again this evening. Temperatures already dropping into the single digits, so there's that. So what are we going to do? Well, we've got a really cold night tonight. Again, leave the cabinets open if you can. All right, let the faucets just on a very slow drip just to make sure your pipes, you don't want any pipe issues, all right? And this is what tends to happen this time of year, actually more so in January when we get these air masses. We've gotten colder than this. This isn't as cold as we get, but this is really cold stuff, though. And we've got wind chill values tonight that are going to hang out in the -10 to -15 degree range. Tomorrow morning, you're going to experience that as well, and then we'll start to warm things up. So this right here is the center of the high pressure. All these pretty lines that go around it, these are isobars. Right now, we've got a northwest flow, but watch how this high pressure sinks in right there. It's basically over Indiana, Illinois tonight, okay? That means we have maximum cooling. The winds will relax finally. The lake effect has wound down, and everything cold gets really, really cold tonight. You get the coldest when high pressure allows your winds to relax and the air to settle. On the back side of that, though, that's where we head tomorrow. Look at this. High pressure heads down to the south and east, and we develop a lot of lines. They're coming from a different direction, though. It's going to be a southwest wind that develops tomorrow, and it's going to be pretty gusty. We're going to have wind gusts that get above 25 at times tomorrow, and that's going to blow around some of our fresh powder. So not expecting any snow tomorrow, but we will have some blowing snow, especially in those outlying locations out in the country. East-west roads especially are going to have the drifting snow, especially in that southernmost lane. And so just take it easy in terms of, some of that fresh powder that we have rolling around, blowing around tomorrow. But we're dry but windy, all right? And this southwest wind has to keep going because there's no warm air in sight from here to the Gulf Coast, essentially. So that southwest wind needs to start to build that warm air as it comes back in. So it's going to take a while to warm up, but we'll jump back into it. Tuesday looks dry as well. We continue with southwest flow, so we're still warming that air. We should get up, I would say, above freezing, I would imagine, on Tuesday. I've got us at about 34, 35 degrees, and so we'll get there. Dry weather next 2 days. That's the way we want to start our work and school week. Temperatures tonight, though, will get cold. You can see overnight tonight, the HRRR brings us back down into the single digits for most locations, below zero out towards the west. I mentioned wind chill values tonight, -10. So kids at the bus stop tomorrow, they're really going to need to bundle up, unless school's on a delay or whatever it happens to be. There's no snow getting in the way. It's just the cold. Just make sure they're bundled up, obviously. And then tomorrow afternoon for highs, still on the cold side, but warmer. We're going to get up into the upper teens to near 20 tomorrow. And then you can see one more cold night there, but not quite as cold tomorrow night, down into the teens. And then we'll warm up. I've got us at 35 for a high on Tuesday. We'll see what that southwest can do. There's lots that southwest wind. There's a lot of snowpack, so it's going to be tough to kind of get over that. All right, let's go big picture. Okay, we'll go over the next 10 days. This is the exciting part. We'll go next 10 days in weather. We'll go next 15 days in temperatures, and then we'll go snowpack. All right, we'll take a look at the snowpack and see where it is on Christmas. All right, so here's our active weather pattern, and here's how it switches. We start to bring a lot more action into a little bit further south out west, all right? Washington, you probably saw that last week, historic flooding out there. The storm system just came, this atmospheric river event, which they get out west, just came and sat on the state of Washington for days, and they just had rain after rain after rain. And they're going to continue, unfortunately, to get more rain this week. They need it further south, and they'll get that as well. But you can see, I mean, Washington's still covered in rain tomorrow into Tuesday. For us, system, very strong one, slides through Canada. This one will have some wind with it, again, out ahead of it tomorrow and Tuesday, but it's out of the southwest, so that'll help to warm us up. That front will barely head by here on Tuesday night into Wednesday, so we may have a brief northwest flow, but then we'll be right back to the southwest flow for this late week storm system. So look at all the action out west. Big storm system here. They'll have feet of snow. Sierra Nevadas, Northern Rockies will get nailed with this one. This system comes out into the plains on Thursday. So we're pretty quiet around here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But by Thursday, this system gets going. This one develops an even stronger southwest flow that comes from southern Texas. So that will really help to warm us up finally. And then look at this, bringing a big old chunk of rain through here. It's going to get kind of sloppy around here Thursday. We're going to have snow melt and some decent rain on top of all that with gusty winds. That front heads by Thursday. Should be out of here, but on the back side of it, Thursday evening into Thursday night, it'll start to get colder fast. We should have a rapid drop in temps with this one, and we'll likely have some snow flurry activity or light snow showers flying around Thursday night into Friday morning with a very cold wind once again. Lake effect will get going east of us, but with these events, when you get cold air plunges like that, you tend to get just general snow showers that fly around. It's not showing up in the models. What you see here is the lake effect. We will have lake effect. Berrien County, LaPorte County might get into this. This looks like a little bit too much of a northwest flow. But either way, a little event there, albeit colder on Friday. And then we go right back to another big system. This one takes our wind from the cold wind back to a warm wind a day later. So that next Saturday, big day for holiday parties, we're at December 20th now, we would have a warming wind again and another front coming in. This one doesn't have enough time to gather Gulf moisture, at least not as much as that last system. So it should pass without much fanfare. You see how it kind of develops as it heads by once it finally starts to connect with that Gulf. And a big product of that is this high pressure keeps the Gulf moisture south. It doesn't let it flow north until it's a little bit too late with this system. So that being said, I don't see huge impacts as of right now from this next weekend system. I do see a warm up on Saturday and another cool down on Sunday with it. But in terms of precip, I don't think there's going to be a lot. At least it's not showing up yet. And then another high pressure comes in. It's briefly cooler Sunday into Monday. Here we go, Monday 22nd. We'll take the cold because it's going into Christmas. But no, several systems off towards the north will pull warm air up here into the region, and we kind of stay on this fine line between like 40-degree air, upper 30s. This is Christmas Eve right here. All right, this is on the Euro. It doesn't mean this is 100% true yet, right? We're still a little over a week away. So there's that, but this is 11 days away. So this could still change a little bit, but the pattern, I don't think temperatures are going to change much. I don't think we're going to see this big Arctic blast all of a sudden. Temperatures are getting kind of locked in for Christmas now. But in terms of system, you know, we will have had this system that brought a little bit of rain and then it got colder, and then we'll have a little maybe shower activity the 23rd. And then you can see there, yeah, maybe a little rain, maybe a little freezing rain off towards the west. I mean, this is too soon to talk details on this, but the trend is there's no big snow coming before Christmas. All right. And that system heads by. We warm up even more after Christmas with rain and a low pressure. And then we finally bring some cooler air in. Looks like to end the month as the pattern flips back. Maybe to end the month or the beginning of January, it looks like we're going to get back to the cold pattern again. But either way, it's looking milder. So let's look at temps. Oh, this is painful. I know we need a break, but not just before Christmas. That's when we don't want it. 7 for a high today. That's what the Euro's projecting. 19 tomorrow. I've got us about 21. We'll see what happens. 35 on Tuesday. Staying in the 30s Wednesday. Here's your warm up with that rain and wind moving in Thursday. All right, upper 40s. That's going to melt some snow. Colder and colder sharply Thursday night into Friday. We'll wake up Thursday night into Friday. Will likely be in the single digits or low teens. Okay, so we're going, and this is something we'll need to watch for. We'll talk more about it this week. But we're going to go from upper 40s on Thursday, okay, with rain and a lot of water around from snow melt, from all the rain that we get. And then we may flash freeze that Thursday night as we get that sharp front in here and we get temperatures that drop, maybe single digits or lower teens more than likely. Friday will be cold as well with highs in the 20s. So we'll have to watch Thursday night, Friday. If your kids have, you know, sports events, or maybe they're doing a Christmas concert, or maybe you've got a holiday party, a work holiday party, Thursday night into Friday morning may get tricky with a flash freeze, okay? Something to keep an eye on. But then it's like nothing happened. Saturday, we're back into the 40s, back down on Sunday. And then there you go. Here are the days leading up to Christmas. Here's Christmas. Euro right now thinking 36 degrees. But look at the 3 days before it. Ah, what a bummer. 40s and maybe 50 the days before. So we'll see. This little area will start to change here. We're pretty locked in on this week. But, this area could change a little bit. We'll see depending on the timing of fronts and kind of where they line up. So let's go through this. Here's where the snow cover is right now. I'm going to take this all the way through Christmas. This just hurts. We're trying to hang on to it. Here's Wednesday this week, Thursday. This is how much snow cover is left. Here's what that Thursday system is projected to do. Okay, so we still have some snow on the ground in the snow belt out east. All right, after all that rain and that wind comes through. If you want to melt snow efficiently, it's not just warm temperatures that do it. Wind exponentially melts. If you have a warm wind, that will exponentially melt snow. Humidity will do it as well, and we'll have that obviously with the rain and warmer temperatures. So that's how much snow we'll have on the ground on Friday. And notice we just don't add much. And then remember those 3 warm days before Christmas. Oh, that's so painful. This is Christmas morning right here. This is where the Euro is projecting snow to be on the ground. So that would not give us a white Christmas. We've worked so hard since Thanksgiving, but it would not give us a white Christmas. Where would you find one locally? Northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, where they've really piled up the lake effect. Out towards Pennsylvania, Buffalo area. This is all lake effect areas. If we didn't have the Great Lakes, they wouldn't have snow either. So that's what we're looking at. All right. So in terms of the forecast, there's a fruit fly in here. It's disgusting. It's the kids. I promise it's not me. I already took a shower. But anyway, yeah. Listen, we get a break, and it's going to be great for travel, which is nice, right? We don't have to worry about all this like icy stuff that we've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. But it does not look like it's going to be a white Christmas, at least as of right now. It does not. Okay. All right. If that's all I've got for you, guys, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. We'll go ahead and answer your questions for you. Always like to do that. Also, don't forget regionweather.com is the place to go to sign up for the daily email. I type it up at work every morning. I'll send it to you. It'll have a picture. It'll say, good morning. Here's your weather for your neighborhood today. And it's not AI. I know there's so much stuff's AI or a bot or just a computer program now. It's from a human being. So there's that. But anyway, regionweather.com, you can sign up for daily email on there. We'll send those out every morning, usually just during the week. And then also, don't forget we're on the radio side of things, X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1 every day. We do a little live interview in the morning. You hear our forecasts every day, all day on those as well. Keep you updated, all right? All right, let's go ahead and answer your questions for you. Let's see. Kathy, it looks like January is going to go back to cold as of right now. We may have, I don't think the cold as of right now looks as prolonged as what we just got done with. But like we may have a few more ups and downs in there, but it does look like we'll get cold, especially that first week of January is looking cold right now. We saw this cold pattern coming pretty well, a good month and a half in advance. The January one's still a little bit up in the air. There's some signs, that's not so locked in as this one was in terms of some of the global patterns that we look at. But it does look like we'll get colder, especially that first week. We'll go from there. So, yep. Let's see. Frank says, thanks again, Matt. Going to put another heating element now for the feral cat shelters. Oh, Frank, that's awesome that you do that. I know a lot of folks that do that, heat up the little homes for them so they can come just stay and keep warm at night. That's very thoughtful of you, Frank. That's awesome. Lori's happy about, a lot of people happy about no white Christmas. Okay, I thought I was going to be disappointing. Shelly, you're welcome. There's that. Drake, in terms of roads tomorrow, going to Michigan City Hospital, we had some good snowbelt snow out in Porter and LaPorte counties, and the roads were pretty bad throughout the day today. They should be better tomorrow. I don't anticipate, any additional snowfall, which is good. Problem is, it's just so darn cold that salt's not working very well. And if the plow drivers are done for the night and on whatever roads you're going on, they're going to be done. But I would imagine they'll clean things up that are kind of left over, residual, need cleaned up. I would imagine they'll do that for that morning rush hour tomorrow. So I would say you're okay doing that. So, German band, you're welcome. Absolutely. Connie. Oh yeah, good, Connie. Good. The concert was a success. That's awesome. I'm not always absolutely correct, but I'm glad we were able to do that for you. That's awesome. Ann says, what does the 26th through 30th look like? Family traveling from India and Pennsylvania. Yeah, let's look at it, Ann. It's still a little too soon for that, but we can tell pattern-wise what will be going on. So 26 is right here, and then through the 30th is there. So it looks like we'll have some kind of system. I really can't tell you very much now. I really can't, Ann. What I don't see is a big snowstorm. All right, it does look like, Ann, that we're going to stay on the mild side of things through just after Christmas at least. So this may be, where we start to change things up. The Euro doesn't think so. It doesn't think we bring in that Arctic air to, like, I don't know, January 2nd or 3rd. So as of right now, we still look mild. My only concern with this would be some of that cold air, depending on where they're driving in from Pennsylvania. Cold air tends to kind of get into the mountain chain there. It kind of dams up against the Appalachian Mountains. And so you get some freezing rain events there. So I don't like the look of this on the 28th. But again, if they're coming in earlier, yeah, I mean, there's still a risk of some ice there. So we'll have to keep an eye. It just depends on where these storms are at the time, man. But it does look to be on the milder side of things. I don't see like 10-degree or 20-degree air. So there's that. Yeah, Maxwell, I could see that. Yeah, we might have a little. I don't know if it'll get this far north, but I mean, it's definitely going to be different on Thursday. Maxwell's saying, if we get a little instability, we could get a rumble of thunder. We'll see. I mean, it certainly is possible. I don't think we'll get quite warm enough yet in terms of the instability as well. I mean, we've had thunder at 40 degrees before. We've had thunder with ice storms before. But we'll see. We'll see about that. I'm not buying it right now, Maxwell, but there's certainly a chance with that powerful system. I mean, it's a big system, and we're going to have a big temp drop in here come Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. So there's that. Patty, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. The wishes. The baby's doing well. He's just not going to bed. She's having problems putting him to bed. We've had that with almost all of our kids. And we think, and not that you need to know, so we think he's overstimulated because he's got 4 siblings that are just tearing up the house all day. And so, yeah, that's really the only struggle. He's sleeping just fine at night. Everyone's doing great. We're happy, healthy. Cross our fingers. No one's gotten sick in this house yet, and we're at December 14th. Something's going on. I don't know if we're washing our hands more or what, but there's that. Dragon, you're welcome. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Mike's not happy with the weather. I know, Mike. It gets old. I mean, it was cool at first. You're like, oh, snow, and now it's like, okay, it can leave. Just to give us a little break, it'd be great. I haven't seen the grass here since Thanksgiving. I planted new grass seed. I just want to make sure it's still there. I mean, I did it in the fall. The grass was growing. I didn't plant it before the snow. That doesn't make any sense. Lynn, Christmas Eve, weather-wise, so we're looking at a potential system. This is your Christmas Eve right here. It's a little too soon to tell. There's going to be some system either east or, I mean, this is like fortune teller stuff. There's going to be a system either east or west of us. Like, that doesn't help you. It does look milder, though, in terms of we can kind of tell what the temperatures are more locked in long range than what the actual weather systems are, because those are so specific, right? 2-3 days out, that's when we can lock in on what a system is going to do. 6 or 7 days out, which is what we're getting towards, that's when we can lock in that there will be some kind of system around and kind of what it would look like. That's kind of the time range on it. So, us being 10, 11 days out from Christmas, we can kind of recognize the temperature pattern that we're going to have. We're going to be milder. I don't see any really cold air, but I can't quite tell you yet what the system is going to do. And I'll just show you an example. So this is what the Euro is saying on Christmas Eve. All right, let's go to the GFS. Let's see what it's saying. So it's got a fairly similar look to this one, but it's much different. I mean, and all of these kind of look different once you get beyond that range. But the trend is that we would be on the warmer side. Let's look at the Canadian model. So here's Christmas Eve on the Canadian. See, it has like a snowstorm. Well, I guess that kind of misses us. But it's got, yeah, I mean, pretty similar stuff, but doesn't look like anything big as of right now, but that can always change. So that's that. Maxwell doing raw honey. No kidding. That's awesome. I didn't know that was, I mean, that's great. I know it's not bad for you, right? But there's that. That's great. Kurt, great call. Let's check how much rain. I have not checked. That's probably something we should look for moisture content. Let's go back to Euro here for you. I'll be quick. Blip. All right, there you go. We're going to go to 12Z so we get more data. Let's look at how much rain for Indiana here with this next system coming in. Yeah, so we're talking 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So less than an inch, but some pretty good downpours I'm expecting within that. We'll have, there'll be a lot of showers on radar, and then we'll have embedded downpours probably with that front as it goes through. Remember, it's going to be windy, and then we've got our snowpack as well. Water equivalent in the snow, last I checked, was over an inch, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. That was on Friday, I think I checked. So, if we get some of that to melt off, it'll be like the ground will seem like it's getting over an inch of rain. And keep in mind too, we may have some flooding from this as well in poor drainage areas, because there might still be some ice on a drain or, the ground. The other thing we have to consider this time of year, the ground's frozen solid. And so once that snow melts out, it doesn't go into the ground, like it wouldn't soak up like it would in the summertime. It kind of floats there and goes into those drains. And so a lot of this water is not going to get soaked up by the ground because it's been so cold and it's frozen. Once we get a little melting of the surface, it'll soak in some of that water, but still there's going to be a frozen layer underneath. And so that ground's not really great with this. The other thing with this freezing cold we've had over the weekend and tonight is we are building up rapid ice on some of the rivers and the creeks and streams and stuff like that. So ice jams are certainly a possibility over the next couple of days as we start to melt this off. Always kind of the transition, something we have to start looking at once we get into the cold and the thaw cycles. And the other thing is we haven't had a lot of up-down temperatures, and so our potholes aren't too bad. Yeah, this stuff, unfortunately, this pattern we're moving into is kind of a pothole pattern. So get ready for that. Good season here. Gail, thank you very much. Absolutely. Yeah, Kurt, you got it, buddy. Great question for sure. All right, guys, we'll let you go. You guys have a wonderful week. For a lot of you, it's the last full week of school. It's the last full week of work before Christmas vacation. So I hope you make the best of it every single day this week. 5 days. You can do it. All right, we'll be with you each one of those days. Stay tuned. All right. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.